hooah, 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 jingle bells and that. It's all about Christmas songs. Mark, you feeling festive? Are you enjoying the Heart Radio Christmas songs that started on November the 16th and won't stop until January 2nd? You enjoying it?
Well, it's like they're sort of edging you in slowly on this. So at the minute, we're still getting
slowly nudging it in.
Yeah, there's sort of a mix between, let's say, current songs and Christmas songs. But as we get closer to the big, the guy coming down the chimney, it's sort of making that transition. I was just about to work out with my calculator. So 6 weeks divided by 52. What's that as a percentage? It's more or less 10-11% of the total of the year is going to be covered by Christmas songs.
When you put it that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it got us thinking, didn't it, about, there's certain Christmas songs that we really like every time they come on, certain Christmas songs that we don't like. Then there's the red herrings. Yeah. Could probably talk about E17. Which is
things that were released at Christmas and the videos have snow in them.
Yeah. The lyrics have nothing to do with Christmas, but it's a classic, It
is classic because they've got their massive coats on and they're walking around in the snow asking you to stay another day.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the other things I've sort of thought about on this one is, name me a Christmas song within the last 20 years that is consistently played at Christmas now. Doesn't exist, does it?
I knew this was going to come up.
Yeah.
And I was sat, as I was logging in, wrestling with this. Like, I cannot, because you could even say, oh, well, there's Bublé. Yeah, but he is covering a song that has been out for about 9,000 years and doing his version of it, so that doesn't count. A brand new song that has something Christmassy in it, released at Christmas. I think the most recent one I can think of, and is a bit of a guilty pleasure, is Mariah Carey. That's probably the most recent one I can think of.
What? That's recent?
All I want for Christmas. But that's about the most recent I can think of. I can't think of one beyond that.
That's like early 90s.
I know. Well, like that goes to show. Either another song hasn't really stood out, or it doesn't get absolutely hammered. Because the Pogues, every Christmas, I'm sick of hearing that. Absolutely.
Wait, have you seen him in real life? Have you seen him in hospital? Oh no, he's. I mean, he's 65. He's on death's door now.
Is he?
Shane McGowan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not a well man. But you're right. I mean, I never got that one because to me it's like a shouty one. It's just shouting.
It is. It's just a bit, and except for the occasional sort of ringing of bells in there, it doesn't sound Christmassy.
Yeah,
it sounds like a folk song.
Yeah, yeah. And I've got a couple of guilty pleasures. Mm-hmm. One of them because we used to travel a lot, and the thing about coming home was my
Chris Rea.
Yeah, I just love that song. Driving home for Christmas.
You cannot get vexed at it when it comes on. Although maybe it's the 15th time you do, but you cannot really get vexed at it.
And it's relatable because some of the lyrics about looking across to the driver next to me, and seeing they're in the same festive spirit, and we're all going home, and we're looking forward to seeing family.
Weirdly, I don't listen to lyrics.
Do you not?
No. The voice is just another instrument to me, so it has to fit in with the music. So sometimes I realise I've picked the lyrics up because I've listened to it often enough, but
Yeah.
Like, the lyrics aren't important for me, which is
Yeah.
probably just the way my brain works, right? But the lyrics have never been important in songs. It's how it sounds.
And then
However,
the other one, I was playing with this, but it's Paul McCartney, "Wonderful Christmas Time." Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
that can sod off.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. That and Slade can sod off, yeah.
It's Christmas!
Do you know? Do you know his wife's occasionally a commentator on Talk TV? She's been on James Whale's show a few times, and she said, "Do you know, even he's sick of it. Even he's sick." He says, "Just because it comes on every year, he has
Not
to
sick
listen
of the
to it
royalties, though, is he?
every year." Well, there's maybe that mind,
Yeah.
but he said even he's tired of it being on. I'm trying to think. Is there? Don't you usually have like Brian Adams and Wet 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 at some point on at Christmas? I don't
No.
know why that. I don't know why that's jumped into my head.
No.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. But no, you can keep your Paul McCartney's.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the other one. What about his mate that got shot, John Lennon? War is over. What's it called?
What, Imagine?
Yeah. Imagine all let him on
You don't.
living.
You do not put sad songs on at Christmas, and yet some channels insist on it. No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, I thought hard about this, but I'm not particularly a big fan of Band Aid.
No, it's preachy, innit?
Do they know it's Christmas time at all? So these little
Well,
skinny people from 1984, 1985, or whatever it was.
presuming they have the same religion, they might, given that it's a Christian festival,
Yeah.
or rather, it's a festival that was stolen from Winterval, which technically runs up to February. The pagan festival of winter. So it's a whole bunch of plagiarism in there and stolen bits. So I get the question's sort of metaphorical or rhetorical or what have you, but it's, well, if they were fed, would they even celebrate Christmas anyway? But I get that why they were asking the question, but I could do without hearing it, because what was that, 1980 blah?
Mid 80s, then
Well,
there was Live Aid after that, wasn't there, in the summer.
Yeah.
So I think they released the song in sort of the Christmas time, made it a number one, and then they had the concert the next year, didn't they? To raise
I
money
can hear a couple of songs in my head, but I can't remember what they're called.
from Christmas songs or Band Aid songs.
Christmas songs. There's one going round my head at the minute, and it's got the brass band music in it.
Doop 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 doop
That's the one.
doop 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 doop.
Yeah, that.
What's he called? Oh, I can't remember.
Answers on a postcard.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few, isn't there? But it's just like I'm okay at the minute. We're a week in, and I'm okay at this mix. But seriously, this is going to get right on my pearls.
Yeah. I don't mind having a bit of Bublé,
Yeah.
bit of Michael Bublé on, bit of sort of that kind of.
I don't even know if it's his own song. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but can you? This is him. Let's see.
Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once.
See, I like.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
See, this is the thing. I think 90% of his repertoire are other people's things, but
Yeah,
And
he's
he
obviously
does his
getting.
own. He does his
He's,
own
seen
version.
he's getting his Christmas lunch paid for by Asda this year. So the adverts.
That's the. Oh, I haven't
Yeah,
seen that.
he's the
I haven't seen
head
that.
of the marketing for this year. Is
All right,
is
so
Buble.
he's their celeb.
Yeah,
Right.
he's taking the part of pretending to be their sort of chief executive or something, and yeah, so
Aye.
he's he's doing the bit for them, and he likes saying the bit about something M&S taste but Asda quality or something like that. So they're ripping off M&S, which is not nice.
Ah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they obviously have that. It's this isn't just such and such. It's Marks and Spencers, such and such. So they're ripping off that sort of.
yeah.
Well,
So
it's better than the John Lewis. The John Lewis adverts
yeah,
have been
don't
absolute
get me started.
garbage.
They've started metamorphosizing into other bits now. So there's other adverts like they've obviously got a group of adverts. So it's now something else. I saw it on last night, and it was just like, oh, pants.
I might put that on as the thumbnail. John Lewis ads are garbage.
Yeah,
But that's the
yeah,
is the YouTube thumbnail. Maybe even put that in as the description of the episode. John
yeah,
Lewis equals garbage. I
yeah,
mean, as a shop, me folks still get their bits and pieces from. I think my dad bought a telly from there and that. So but their adverts are absolute rubbish. I mean, the other thing that is absolute rubbish, and that I can't remember the last time I went, was Phoenix Window.
Oh, good lord, that used to be an occasion that when we were kids.
It used to be rammed, and they'd put the curtains up, and you'd have to wait for it to be revealed,
Yeah,
and there would be queues outside the window with people with their kids, because it's going to be Pinocchio, Snow White, or one of the Grimm's fairy tales. It'll be something like that, right? Or one of the Disney fairy tales. It'll be one of them. And it would be a genuine bit of wonder with all sorts of animatronics, with people hammering things, or each window might have its own music. Now it's last time I looked, it was just some woke garbage. So and no one goes. No one
no,
goes. Last time I went to see it was a few years ago, and no one was there. No one bothered. Whereas when I remember going up with my mum, it was jam packed, absolutely jam packed, and you had to slowly walk past, keep the queue going to watch it. It was one of those Christmas traditions, but that just seems to have they've spoilt it somehow, and nobody bothers.
yeah.
Nobody bothers, which is a shame. It's a shame. I noticed the lights are up in
Are they?
Whitley Bay. They're all turned on. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
In,
under I'm under instructions to get in the loft this week. She said something about not coming back down, but I think that was an insult. And get the Christmas decorations out from the loft. So, yeah,
she's asked you to stick the tree up.
yeah. I said, wait and stick your fairy.
Aye. Aye. Well, there was an argument last night on the telly. Your tree shouldn't appear until at least the 1st of December.
Well,
That's
was it you were saying 13 or something?
12 and 12.
12, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody does that now. They were saying there was a shortage of trees because people are going so early for real trees now that
Really?
there's a bit of a shortage,
It's a bit middle class, that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
What? No, you don't have the real tree.
if you get
What's
a
wrong
real
with
tree
that?
now, you're going to have bloody pine needles everywhere, aren't you?
Well, I mean, oh, well, it's the smell, it's the occasion, it's the authenticity. Well, ironically, I think it's inauthentic because you're doing it for the authenticity, if you know what I mean. There's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned working class tinsel tree. Plastic tree, entirely made out of tinsel,
Yeah.
and just hire a bunch of baubles and that on it. It's absolutely fine. Although my mum's got the wooden train set to put underneath it.
What would that maybe that's another subject coming up? Traditions on our trees. You know what we're putting up there. A used toilet roll holder that your kid made when it was 4 years old or something.
Oh, I used to do that at school. We'd get the used cardboard loo rolls.
That's it. Put a couple of wings on it.
Yeah, and you had to make your own Santa out of it and take it home.
Yeah.
Crap you used to take home as a kid, and the stuff that Blue Peter gets you to make.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I never got it back.
All you need is
yes.
some sticky back plastic, because we
And
can't
what was the
say
other thing?
sellotape.
What was them things that you could bend?
Or pipe cleaners.
Pipe cleaners?
Pipe cleaners, yogurt pots, sticky back plastic, and a fairy bottle.
Yeah. Can't use a fairy bottle because it never ends.
Well, unless you're my mum. This stuff isn't as good as it used to be. I said, well, yeah, no, I'm not going to go, whoa, it's not as good as it was. Well, it's not that bad, though.
No.
You've emptied, wow. No, I mean, it's funny when I use it, it looks perfectly fine.
And how much?
I use one of them sponges with the,
sticks on. Yeah.
where you just tip it into
Pour it
the
in.
plastic thing. Aye, and your sponge is always soapy. Aye.
Yeah. Of course, it all depends on how much water you put in there, doesn't it? You can put a little bit of hot water in, get through a lot of dishes with a little bit of hot water, and a little bit of fairy. But if you fill the bowl full of hot water,
So she fills the sink. So you kind of, and I just stood there in shock, like that's where all my fairy liquid's going, because you can get away with usually buying one bottle of fairy a year, right? Because you just don't go through it days. So, well, how are they making money? Because this stuff just lasts. It lasts months at the very least. I'm surprised you can still call it fairy. To be honest, yes, day and age. Somebody hasn't complained about that yet.
yeah, transgender washing up liquid.
When hands that do dishes feel as soft as your face, it's mild green fairy liquid.
And a little bit of a tune.
Aye.
Mild green fairy liquid.
Or if you were kids at school, it was mild green scary liquid. That's what we called it. Aye. So I think we're in dire need of something of a new Christmas playlist.
Yeah.
And some of these
definitely.
singers need to get together. Not Adele.
The charts are right for somebody to come in and take over.
And put something that maybe has a hint of 80s in it, but something modern in it, so it's got like the old-fashioned Christmassy feel, but with something a bit modern. It can't be Adele.
No,
not interested in anything that she does. It'll probably be about losing some man or burning some house down or something, or something to do with rain. I don't know. It'll be like that. That's not Christmassy, is it? Mariah could put out another one. She doesn't seem to age. Death Becomes Her. It's like that movie, innit?
yeah, good
She
movie
doesn't seem
though.
to get any older. But that is a guilty pleasure, that song.
Yeah,
I think there are more songs I don't want to hear than I do want to hear at Christmas, if I'm honest. There are more that I'm fed up with.
yeah.
I can't even remember. Has Kylie done one? I can't remember.
She has. I was looking there. Something about Santa come down the chimney for me or something.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's done a
Yes.
remake of one.
Yes. Oh, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Kim Wilde did a version of that back in the day with some other guy.
Oh yeah, Mel
Like
and
a
Kim.
Rockin'
Mel and Griffiths Jones and blah blah. What was
Oh, it was high.
Yeah,
It was one of them.
it was Mel and
Rocking
Kim.
Around the yeah, because it was them two in the video. Yeah, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree is a good one. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what version of that is, whether it's the modern one The original one back in, what was it, the 50s, 60s? Like a bit of that as well. Yeah. So what we need to do is go older, it seems, not newer.
Well, there's a
Or
lot.
someone needs to absolutely smash Christmas rather than
You get it.
Christmas being about the X Factor or something from Britain's Got Talent or something.
Yeah, I mean, you some of the classics, the Bing Crosbys, the Nat King Coles, all from sort of there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
You know,
Nat King Cole. Never get bored of that.
no.
Never get bored of that, hearing his voice. Christmas. Yeah, although they're not all necessarily upbeat.
No,
No. It is. His voice is. And Bing Crosby, yeah. They're like the signature of Christmas, right? When you hear them sorts of voices.
What was it? David Bowie and Bing. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum.
Oh, yeah. Bloody
Yeah.
hell, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that. So, in summary, is there a song that you love to hear at Christmas?
I'm going to stick with. I'm going to stick with Chris. Bit of Chris Rea. Your local boy as well, sort of from Middlesbrough.
Is he?
You know. Yeah, he's a Middlesbrough boy.
Of course he is. Monkey Hanger, yeah.
Yeah. So
What's the worst?
I'm sticking with Band-Aid.
Band-Aid for the worst. So mine is obviously Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas. It's the best one for me
Yeah.
that I can think of because it's. I don't know. I always feel it's a guilty pleasure, right? So when it comes on the car radio, worst is Pogues.
New
100%.
York something, innit? New York.
New York Biscuit. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of them. So next week we'll have more treats in regards to best and worst / traditions, etc. And I'm thinking of movies and movie franchises for next week. But then, of course, we've got a whole bunch of traditions, editions of TV shows and whatnot. So there's plenty to keep us entertained up until Christmas.
Yeah, I've got things like starter or not. You mentioned Christmas TV, best and worst.
Mm-hmm.
I've got crackers, Christmas crackers. What were best and worst toys? Best and worst gift you've ever had. That's a bit of a ooh.
Now, I nearly suggested that in the list I sent you, but I thought, that could be.
Yeah.
Because one of mine's quite recent, and I thought, well, my family doesn't listen to the podcast anyway, so maybe I can get away with it.
I'm the same. I mean, I won't share it. It was a present I got off my dad a few years ago, which was bizarre. Then you got things like best dessert, worst dessert, best leftover meal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I hadn't considered that. That's a good one. I'm going to have to think about that. The best leftover. Yeah, I've had some good ones. Actually.
Food we're allowed to have before Christmas dinner, like snacks. We talked about that. So the obvious ones, like what would we have as a filler? What would we have for breakfast, and then as a filler in between? Because we're not having dinner.
Bacon sandwich, cup of tea. Boxing Day food. That seems to change quite dramatically between different people I've spoken to. Say, you don't have that. As for us, it's always been finger food. buffets. Like your mum just puts sausage rolls and crisps and peanuts and stuff out, and no, we have this and this. We have another Christmas dinner. We have all of that, and we have the family, and because we have some family on Christmas Day and some on Boxing Day. All right, well, we'll see. So there's a whole raft of stuff, and it's all going to be Christmassy. Leading up to our podcast anniversary, which was December 30th, was when we did our first one. So, and at that point, Kelsey wants to come back. So I've been knocking up some questions for her. So she wants to come back end of the year during Christmas week. So it's all going to be great. It's all going to be great, fun, bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed, give us a like. If you want to see some more, follows and subscribes. Drop some of your comments, complaints, and differences in opinion down below or on the Facebook, various social media channels. But until next Tuesday, or the Tuesday after, take care.